seem to fall to the floor.
Are revisiting the Jinhao 992s. I thought I needed to do a follow-up to a previous pen talk on these pens where I really was very happy with them and admired them. But as I studied them more and read about the fact that this bottom of the barrel just has this plug inserted into it. On this blue pen, this one came out just with a little bit of a fingernail action. It also came out fairly easily on this charcoal model. I don't understand why they wouldn't just mold this as one piece, but then, you know, I'm not the one who designed the mold. On the green one, this plug won't come out at all. It's in there very securely, and I've tried using my trusty sharp little scalpel and knives or whatever, and, you know, I'm not going to force it, but it doesn't come out. And I eyedroppered this one about a week ago, and I don't have any leaking here. So this one seems to have sealed up well. So it is inconsistent in how they use that plug. On the other ones, I'm going to just put a little bit of glue and put the plug back in. Obviously the blue one, the solid blue, I don't plan to use as an eyedropper, but the charcoal one definitely would be that. This plug, we have the Sailor Procolor at the top and the Lingmo at the bottom, and I'd say they all now show that they have a plug. I haven't thought about converting these to eyedroppers, but it is interesting that all of them are consistently made that way. So part of the manufacturing process, much to my amazement. These plugs appear to be glued in. There's no edge there to catch. They can't be pried out, at least not easily. So that is the one big difference between these two and the 992s from Jinhao. Added another pen to my Jinhao 992 collection. This one is in kind of like an amber color. This plug is also in there very well. It doesn't come off, similar to the green one that I have. So we're going to leave this one alone, and we may do a filling of this one just to take a look at how it would work. The clear one continues to work well, no leakage, writes first time every time, so this one I've been very happy with. The green one also, which the plug didn't come out, has been looking okay. But maybe we can pick it up in the camera. You notice there seems to be a small crack forming at the top of the barrel where the plug is. If we keep going, it won't see anything else, but there is that one small crack, so that's not a good sign. Now if we go to the charcoal one, which I did glue in, you can see a little bit of glue there. I haven't done anything to clean it up, but in this one you'll notice, hopefully we can catch them. There's one crack coming around, and that's a pretty good size one, and it goes right through. If we keep going, there may be a few more that we'll see, but certainly not a good sign. So this one I definitely would not use as an eyedropper. You know, those cracks are pretty prominent, and they probably might get bigger over time. I mean, it's not going to leak from the plug because it's glued in, but those cracks are definitely disturbing. I'm trying to get the light to catch these cracks because there's quite a bit of them in this version of the 992. Thing to keep in mind, this is a $2 pen, mass-produced, and quality control is not something that they're known for, but they're known for producing a very inexpensive pen, and in this case it writes pretty well. So this will just stay as a cartridge converter, and I won't be using it as an eyedropper. Also glued in I would not use this as an eyedropper because the whole thing of being able to see the ink supply in it makes the eyedropper really work, but I could use this as just a cartridge converter. And obviously any of the other pens you could use as cartridge converters. So I'm going to find a nice brown ink to put in here, and we'll see how it works. Years of ink in there, so I think that's a good amount. I thought we'd take a look if we can see how the ink works its way through the feed-in section. So we're going to turn this up and see what transgress. You know, obviously we siliconed the threads and also the rubber O-ring there. This is Rohrer & Klinger Sepia. So we can compare it to the clear one. You can definitely see how the ink has worked itself around the feed and those fins. Seems to be a fairly slow process, not as dramatic as I thought it would be. So we're going to leave this one set for a few minutes and then put that nib to paper. Up with Rohrer & Klinger Sepia. Here's what the bottle looks like. This is one of my favorite sepias. So, you know, it's an interesting color. It should have a lot of character to it. As you can see, I got it from Anderson Pens, probably at a pen show. So if you haven't seen the other 992 video of mine, this is just an unscrew cap. It fits okay in the hand unposted. This section's a little bit, I would say, on the small side, but very usable. It posts deeply and securely. Doesn't really change the balance. I mean, this is a relatively light pen, but, you know, so it can work with people that post or do not post. So let's see how this nib performs. So based on my experiences and also all of the chatter on the net, these pens are extremely consistent. I think the quality control is built into the manufacturing process, not necessarily somebody's hand tuning and hand inspecting each one of these, but as an end user, I'm very pleased and very happy. So now I have another pen inked up with a nice ink that will probably last me for quite a bit of time. So I wanted to point out some of the potential challenges with this pen. You got to remember it is a $2 pen and it doesn't look like a $2 pen, so that is certainly in its favor, and it certainly writes better than most $2 pens. It does have some flaws. So to me, an educated consumer is what we all want to be, and so buy this with the understanding that some of them may or may not be able to be used as eyedroppers if that's what you'd like to do. If you're just going to use the converter, which works fine with it, then there's no concerns whatsoever. So thank you for tuning in for part 2. May you all have great writing experiences. Enjoy the pleasures of ink and paper. Bye.